Xenophobia has been a perennial problem in South Africa. Crime generally is an issue in that country because it has a very high rate of crimes compared to most other countries. What is it about the average South African psyche that predisposes him to the commission of these kinds of crime that we hear about?
He is much more exposed to crime. Everybody in South Africa, like the American system, they say the right to bear arms. In South Africa, anyone could go and put money on the table and collect money, and collect arms. And they're fighting countries, Mozambique, Angola, they are always fighting. And there's always, guns moving around. You'll find somebody moving and find two guns in his pocket. Or you go to the mosque, you find it out of his pocket, one or two protruding guns. So the atmosphere there was not really peaceful for a long time. And for everybody had to know, because as ambassadors, they used to tell us, don't travel unless you have to. So the crime is not only within the community, the South Africans themselves. Whenever there's this opportunity, you find, at a stop light, you are driving, there's a traffic light, you stop there. Next day you find somebody else, he'll tell you, get moving, and before you move, you just take the gun out, start shooting. It's a terrible creation, but they have lived under that condition for a very long time. It will take them time before they get out of that mentality.
What do you think is at the roots of Nigeria's economic underperformance? And what could we be doing to put the nation back on the path of prosperity?
I wish I knew. If I knew I'd make some money, I would advise the government, don't do this and do that, and put down my price. But I don't know. Nigerians have had so good. And we tend to, tend to misuse all these. God has given Nigeria everything you could ever think of. But because we have had it so good, we tend to not appreciate all that we have. We are just wasting. God will not wake up one day and say the Chinese are also my children. Ignore these Nigerians. Because Chinese are disciplined. Whatever you need discipline. You cannot do anything without discipline. And there's no discipline in Nigeria. I don't know whether it's the mentality of, democracy or whatever it is. And certainly a democracy could not survive on hunger. You get democracy, if things are improving, life is improving, then people start thinking, this is good for democracy. But you can never have extra democracy in an impoverished country. Never. Wherever in the world. I don't know whether you look at every other part of the world. But you can't have democracy and poverty-stricken place. It's not possible. Because everybody wants to get something, and that's not enough. We have a long way to go. But the basic fact is that God has made Nigeria one country. There must be a purpose. When I was chairman of Union Bank some years back, I used to take the board meetings to different parts of Nigeria. And one of my directors was from Finima. And we arrived in Port Harcourt for a board meeting. He said, I must go to Finima. So went through the creeks. And imagine all those creeks, you would not have a single car. Outside one's house, is a small boat. It's like you come out of your house now, you take your car. Lying by the side, other places, water-stricken areas, you find every house has its own boat. You have not a single boat. And then God made people from there, moving slowly to, Savannah area, right up to, desert areas like Sokoto or North Sokoto, and made it into one single country. It's remarkable how that was made. It was only God who made it, but I'm sure there was a purpose. And we have still a lot to benefit out of that diversity. Whoever tells you Nigeria will break up, they're just telling you rubbish. Every Nigerian wants to live in Nigeria, wants to survive in Nigeria, wants to improve Nigeria. But maybe sometimes we're too fast. We want things to happen today. What we need is to slow down our requirements. What is the problem of my brother next door? Can he help me or can I help him? What can I do? Well, we need to have that particular attitude let's sit down and see what has gone wrong. What can we do to improve it? But the basic fact is that God has given Nigeria everything.
The military has been blamed for a plethora of Nigeria's problems. How culpable is that institution for the country's woes? Or are people just trying to make the military a scapegoat?
No, a 5-star British general told me that wherever military went in, everything there was for looting. Everything. If it's a war, if there's trouble, there's a commotion, everything out there is for looting. He said that everywhere, because that's what he said, every military. But what he said about Nigeria was most unfortunate. Nigeria went to war. Nigerian soldier, everything in sight was for looting. He looted everything when he was at war. Unfortunately, the same military was looting during the war, came back to be head of government, or military government, or whatever it was. So that's the most unfortunate about Nigeria. When the military came out from looting, if we are actually to get some politicians and somebody very serious take over, we have gone to the extent we have now. 5-star British general. That's what he told me. It was true because I know 2 governors, the military governor, maybe in Kaduna. When he took over, he provided everything as his own. When he was on transfer, he would take the curtains and the curtains and carpets and refrigerators, even the peacocks. Someone just collected all the peacocks from government house and took them along with him. That's looting, like what British general told me. He said every military, that's what it is. And there's a military 5-star British general was telling me this. And I saw it myself. Just loot. Everything there is for you to loot. So there's still that attitude.
Also, you think the politicians have learnt a thing or two from the military and taken it on board?
Of course, if they can get anything for free, why not? The attitude. If I can get it for free, why should I fight to get the money to be able to buy it? Just go and grab it and fight with the man whose honor it was and from whom you are trying to take it away. There is an indiscipline in Nigeria.
You grew up with your uncle, the late Sultan Abubakar III, and served as his private secretary at some point, and you were also very close to the late Sardauna of Sokoto. How did those relationships shape the man that you were to become?
He was elder brother to my own father. He took me away from the age of 7, took me to elementary school, from there to middle school in Sokoto, and they were transferred to Kano. My contemporaries are AAA, Alhaji, and so many of them were transferred to Kano, Provincial Secondary School. From there to Katsina Provincial Secondary School. That's why I met General Buhari and Eradua. They are my junior boys in Katsina. Then from there I transferred to Bida. From there I went to the UK. All these, whatever I have become in life, it was that gentleman, Sultan Sokoto, elder brother to my own father. And the current Sultan, his father, as I said, was elder brother to my own father. And he was his own father who told me to drive the present Sultan, take him to somewhere and put him in the military. I was the who drove him to Kaduna and handed him over to General Jalo. That's how I became a military man.
How important is it for elders to nurture young people the way you were nurtured?
It's very important. See, the white man doesn't know this secret. The white man, even children, a particular agency, drive them away. He doesn't have the pleasure of, living in a compound with everybody trying to help each other. The purpose of, this extended family system is for those that are strong could help those that are not so strong. And it's great satisfaction. It's very expensive, but there's great satisfaction to say that this is my younger brother, this is my cousin, so. Whoever is there to assist. In fact, only, outside if you really get to some villages, you find the whole grandfather and father and the son, they're all living in the same compound. And there's benefit in that, that's discipline. The elderly people say don't do that. This is not the right way to do it. The extended family. It's a beautiful system. That's why his father brought me out from the age of 7. and made me whatever I am today. So if there's anybody in the family, I'm paying now for some school children, I'm paying for, medical services. Like I was told, somebody was doing it for me. It's a great pleasure. So it's my now responsibility.
Haji Shehu Malami, we thank you for joining us, Your Excellency.
My great pleasure.
And we thank you for tuning in. Join us again next time, please, when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue the conversation online at channelstv.com and tweet me your thoughts at ModellySY. Thank you again for watching and see you soon.